Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. A felon with an active warrant was found allegedly snoozing in a backyard in 29 Palms. On Thursday at around 10:15 p.m., county sheriff's deputies from the Morongo Basin Station received a report from a homeowner saying someone had jumped over her fence. Deputies responded to the home in the 6,000 block of Adobe Road and say they found a man sleeping in the yard. Deputies report waking up the man and identified him as Andrew Garcia, 27. Deputies determined that Garcia had a no-bail parole violation warrant out of San Bernardino County related to charges of burglary. Andrew Garcia was arrested on his warrant and booked into the Morongo Basin Jail without incident. He is currently being held at the West Valley Detention Center without bail and is due for a parole hearing on Thursday. Tonight's regularly scheduled meeting of the 29 Palms City Council has been canceled. The announcement was made last week. The City Council is scheduled to meet next on September 10th. The Yucca Valley Planning Commission is seeking input on several frequently discussed topics for the town. Here is reporter Adeline J. Wells with more on the full agenda for tonight's meeting.
The Yucca Valley Planning Commission meeting will host 4 public hearings on recent policy issues. Any amendments to the Development Code must first receive a public hearing before the Planning Commission and Town Council. The first issue on the agenda is to amend the Land Use Compliance Review requirements to include irrigation and landscape review. The second is related to the approval of solar energy systems. The town seeks to adjust its code to comply with updated state laws, with added clarification on maximum height restrictions. The third and fourth hearings will regard mobile food vendors, followed by street and sidewalk vending. Both of the latter topics have been considered at several recent Planning Commission meetings. Town staff has drafted proposed ordinances for both issues, which, if approved, will create new standards for permitted vending. The Planning Commission will also consider policy discussion on swap meets and commercial special events. Following input from the Town Council and the Planning Commission, town staff has drafted amendments to the existing code on the issue. Lastly, the Planning Commission will receive the Land Development Update. Tonight's meeting is open to the public and begins at 6 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Community Center. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
The 29 Palms Water District Board of Directors meets in regular session tomorrow afternoon. During this public meeting, the board is expected to receive reports from staff about water quality and system maintenance, along with reports from the general manager and concerning finance. The board meeting is open to the public and begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. at 72401 Hatch Road in 29 Palms. National parks across the United States have received the largest grant in their history. Public Lands Appreciator Robert Hayden has the info.
The National Park Foundation announced Monday that it had received a $100 million gift from the Lilly Endowment. The nonprofit fundraising arm of the National Park Service says that the gift will help pay for programs that enhance the national park system, such as creating opportunities for young people to visit the parks, conserving threatened ecosystems and wildlife, and telling a more comprehensive version of the U.S. history. The foundation says this includes the experiences of communities whose voices and contributions have not been fully told as part of the American story, and ensures the national park system's more than 320 million annual visitors have a world-class experience. The National Park Service has a $3.3 billion budget for the 2024 fiscal year, and the $100 million gift is the largest in its history. The foundation and the National Park Service have not released how the funds will be used or dispersed amongst its nearly 400 public land sites across the country. The Lilly Endowment was created in 1937 by members of the Lilly family, who made their money in pharmaceuticals. Congress established the first national park in 1872, a little piece of land called Yellowstone. The National Park Service was officially created in 1916 by Woodrow Wilson, and over the subsequent years, the list of national parks and monuments continues to grow, hitting the peak of perfection when they established Joshua Tree National Park on October 31st, 1994. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Senior citizens of the Morongo Basin, if you're feeling a little less certain behind the wheel, the California Highway Patrol is hosting a free driving class aimed at giving seniors more driving confidence. Called Age Well, Drive Smart, the free class is designed to assist senior drivers over the age of 65 with safe driving. The class will cover topics like aging and its effects on safe driving, maintaining good physical health, self-assessment, and more. CHP instructors will also discuss the effects medication can have on driving and help seniors sharpen their driving skills. The class is being held tomorrow evening from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Morongo Basin CHP, located at 63683 29 Palms Highway in Joshua Tree. And finally, the Morongo Unified School District recently announced their installation of book vending machines in every school across the district, a significant step forward in promoting literacy and fostering a love for reading among students. Reporter and avid reader Gabriel Hart takes a closer look at this innovative and accessible step towards engaging students with literature.
As the first in the state to implement this program district-wide, MUSD's book vending machines were officially installed this week with a special ribbon-cutting ceremony. Each machine is carefully curated to include a mix of genres, authors, and reading levels, ensuring that every student can find something that piques their interest. Operating similarly to traditional snack and drink vending machines, students will receive tokens for machines as rewards for positive behavior, academic achievements, or through logged reading time in Beanstack or with the public library, making book selection a special and memorable experience. District Librarian Kat Royer said, quote, "These machines bring the thrill of the book fair, the adventure of a new bookstore, and the excitement of the library to our students and staff with no cost to students or parents," unquote. Royer learned about the vending machines last year at the California School Library Association's annual conference and worked over several months with Superior Text, the company that supplied the book vending machines, to get them into our schools. Owner of Superior Text, Diane Goldsmith, said, quote, "The Morongo Basin tends to be a book desert, and for young people here, it's very hard to access book that they are interested in reading. As a librarian, you can't always keep up with what's current and what's interesting for your students, but with a book vending machine, the options are always changing, and we can always add in new books and make them accessible for our students," unquote. The high school vending machines include dystopian novels, manga series, and even some learn-to-draw books to provide some options for reluctant readers. Goldsmith added, quote, "These aren't school books, these are books specifically for pleasure reading," unquote. To learn more about the district's literary initiative, visit the link of this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmatz.